We've all been very focused on how to stay healthy these days, but we've not been talking about hydration. If you get coronavirus, flu, or even experience allergies, cold, a variety of everyday ailments, they all need hydration. And that's why it's a perfect time to welcome our friends at Hydrolyte back. This is a great product. You all know I've talked about it for a long time. This was the hydration product I wanted to invent, and they got it there before me. Now, remember, dehydration can make you feel sick, even a slight amount, and none of us need that anxiety right now. So stay well hydrated. I am thrilled to welcome our good friends at Hydrolyte back to the show. Longtime fans remember my obsession with Hydrolyte, which is literally the best hydration product I have found. I'm even more excited to introduce their brand new single-serve powder sticks. Simply pour one powder stick into a glass of water. They recommend 7 ounces. The powder dissolves instantly and creates the perfect balance of sodium, glucose, and water to deliver up to 4 times the electrolytes of your typical sports drink. And think about it. You can take this anywhere. You should have it on hand to just pour it into water, and you have a real significant hydration product. The other great news about Hydrolyte, the powder sticks, they are 100% natural, no artificial flavors, colors, or sweeteners, and they are available in flavors like orange and lemonade, and they taste great. Hydration is crucial. Hydrolyte is the fastest and easiest way to stay ahead of it. And you can find Hydrolyte powder sticks in the digestive aisle at Walgreens or Amazon, or simply just go to my website, drdrew.com/Hydrolyte. Again, that is drdrew.com/HYDRALYTE. You see it spelled here. There it is. And you enter the code DrDrew18 to save 30% off your order. Forget the runs on toilet paper. There should be runs on this. This is doing much more for your health than toilet paper. So go get some. Have it on hand. If anybody in your family gets sick, you need to keep them hydrated, and that's how you do it.
Hey, everyone. It's a dose of Dr. Drew.
Indeed, that is. Ooh, Mike, there we are. Indeed, that is how you stay hydrated. Boy, you guys are on me already here. I'm looking at the chat thread. And
hi, everyone.
Welcome. We appreciate you being here.
Happy Sunday.
And Susan, you wanted to tell people to go to the YouTube page?
Oh, yeah. If you're on Facebook or Periscope and you haven't subscribed at youtube.com/drdrew/live, do it for us, and then we'll grow our audience over there. We're working on that. And then if you want to like us on Facebook, you can do the same thing, or also Periscope as well. We're trying to move everybody kind of in the same area. I hope that...
Which area would you prefer?
I mean, some people like Facebook better, so just stay there if you like your group. But we also have a new thing where I'm trying to see, but if you guys can see each other's chat, that would be really interesting to know. I clicked on something on Restream. You may be seeing Facebook or YouTube. I think that's what I clicked on. So if you're seeing other comments from other platforms, let me know.
Oh, I see. My Restream has changed weird.
Maybe
okay.
that's why
Maybe
you're
that's why
seeing...
it's all different. Yeah. In any event, Patrick Lemire, you're on me right away. So let's get right to it, which was now the CDC, this is Patrick, now the CDC says pure COVID deaths are 6% of COVID deaths. Now, I saw that. Do you want to put Mel Q's thing up there?
Oh, somebody said, why don't you ever give love to Twitch? Hi, Twitch.
Hi, Twitch.
Also,
yep.
Twitch, know, we're on Twitch for all you Twitchers. It's a great platform as well.
And
follow us there.
David Ferrer is asking one of us to marry him. I'm not sure who. But could you put up Mel Q's tweet up there on the screen?
Okay, hold on.
This is where I caught wind of it, and we want to give her full credit for this. And
okay.
She was censored for putting it up, actually. She lost the tweet.
Oh, you want the actual tweet?
Yeah,
okay.
If you don't mind, if you got it.
Okay, so explain it while I'm looking for it.
So essentially what the CDC was saying, they seem to have sort of backed off the rhetoric around this, is that they're censored on Twitter. The COVID numbers, 6% of the 150,000 deaths died from COVID alone, right? And so 9,000 deaths were COVID deaths. The other 94% had 2 to 3 other serious illnesses, and the overwhelming majority, very advanced age. So this is I don't think this is new information, and the way this tweet frames it sort of suggests we've been misled, which I don't think we have. I just don't think anyone has sort of presented it this way. And again, it's like saying 99% of COVID sufferers are going to get well and not suffer any consequence. 99+%. That's a fact. Unless you're over 85 years old, then 85% of people are going to make it through this. But in this case, they're showing that 2 to 3 other serious illnesses, I'm imagining including aging. Now, how often have you been hearing that aging is the main risk factor, right? Over age 75, over age 85. But the majority of cases that died were considerably older. Okay, that's number one. Number two, the 2 to 3 other illnesses, let's say we take aging out of it, that they've been very forthcoming about that too. They've been saying hypertension, hypercholesterolemia, insulin resistance, antiphospholipid syndrome. Those are all considered 2 to 3 other cofactors. And in those populations that are very old, everybody has medical problems. So there's going to be other things in there for these older folk. So though COVID itself didn't cause the demise, they would have died of something else had it not been COVID. So we're sort of splitting hairs. Yes, they might even have died of those 2 to 3 other illnesses they had. And yes, the number of months of life remaining were sort of unclear. No one's doing that diathesis, though Michael Levitt, who's a Nobel Prize winning biochemist. Weaning. He, if you want to see, he has a video out. Let me see if I have the name of that.
I have it.
You have the video?
Yes, I think I do.
Yeah, maybe the link for it. It's on Unheard, and it's called Professor Michael Levitt, Levitt. COVID Panic Will Shorten Lives is the name of the video.
That's not it. Oh yeah.
And
hold on, I got to get past.
Well, here, you know what you can do, Susan? You can put on the just the graph, that first graphic from his Twitter feed.
Oh, it went to the Joe Rogan Experience. How dare you?
How interesting. Why not?
Well, here's the video.
Oh, you're gonna go to the Levitt.
Yeah.
But there it is. That's this video with Dr. Levitt.
Good-looking host, gotta say.
I now know what you're into.
I liked his British accent too.
But that's not Levitt. Levitt is.
Yeah, he's coming. He's in this.
But why are we showing this video?
You said there was it's on Unheard. It's the.
Yes. Yeah, that's Dr. Levitt. He is a Nobel Prize winning Stanford biologist. And what I want to do is put up his tweet about that sort of illustrates this point.
Okay.
Which is that essentially
that's not him.
He believes this whole thing he sees it in terms of excess deaths, not in terms of total numbers of deaths from COVID, but excess deaths above our baseline. In other words, there are 150,000 deaths every day in the world. There it is. That's and you see the baseline. If you look at that, is there a way we can click on that graph, Susan? Yeah.
I can try.
There we go.
Look at that.
So as you see there, that's the baseline. That's the moving average. That brown sort of graph above the blue is how many deaths per day occur normally. And as you see, we went up above that with the corona so-called season, and we've come back down now. And he thinks the whole thing.
There's another page.
Yeah. He thinks the whole thing will come back to normal in around now, actually.
He said 2 weeks or something.
Yeah, around now. So I don't know if that's going to be accurate or not, but it's just an interesting way of sort of framing this as excess deaths rather than total deaths. The excess deaths are really what count, because just much we were talking about older people and multiple medical problems earlier. That population dies at a certain steady state anyway. It got accelerated by COVID, but it got accelerated on the order of, in this country, a total of 5 days above the normal daily death rate. So it's kind of an interesting way of framing it. This was his thing. If you watch that video,
I liked his interview because he apologized that he wasn't perfectly correct. Like he said,
he made the same point I did. We're trying to guess at these things. We're trying to figure it out. We're going to get things wrong, but he's trying to make a best guess based on currently available knowledge. Let's see. He said COVID will be done in 4 weeks with a total reported death below 170,000. We'll know it's over, like for Europe, when all-cause excess deaths are at normal for a week. So he expects it to go back to normal for a week. So it's just an interesting way of framing this.
He posted this on the 18th of August, or the 1st of August.
Right. So again, we're heading back there. So let's go down 2 more tweets there to that graph. The graph.
You want the graph?
Yes.
There you go.
So that's an interesting graph too. What he's saying there is.
This is the one that talked about the federal
prison.
All
right, forget that.
I'm not clicking on that.
All right, don't click on it. Just show it to us. And there we are. So this graph is essentially saying that the T cell immunity is going to be an important part of the story. That you've all heard about the antibodies and the antibody response, and the vaccines creating the antibody response. But there are T cells that can kill cells that are infected by a virus as soon as they're infected, before the virus starts replicating, and you need the antibodies then to kill it off. So one of his theories is that many of the older people who do childcare, or anybody that does childcare, you know, if you have kids in kindergarten and first grade, Susan, how often were we sick?
No, I was
Every day.
sick every month.
Right. And that's
For like a week.
and that's primarily coronaviruses. And his theory is that you might create a little army of T cells ready to rock that will change the nature of herd immunity. Again, this is a very fine biologist, a virologist. He knows what he's talking about. Just interesting theories he was presenting. And he's saying that because that there might be this population of adults that have already been exposed to enough coronavirus to have a ready response population of T cells ready to go to kill any cells that get infected with SARS coronavirus 2, that the herd immunity may even be below 20%, which is really interesting. 20% is a number we start to hear lately as the possible herd immunity number based on our current behavior, wearing masks, distancing, all that stuff. We're effectively getting to herd immunity is one of the theories now.
Well, you said something about, well, I don't know if you just said this, but because I'm goofing around here, but you said something like if you are an asymptomatic carrier, you should not be counted as a COVID.
No, what I was saying, I could see how you can misinterpret that. What I was saying was that RNA, the virus RNA, is not the same thing as a case or an infection or a COVID case. That having viral RNA is just having viral RNA. And we know that a lot of the kids, for instance, that we're documenting in schools that are supposedly infected, all we know is they have viral RNA. Now, we don't know that they're infectious, that they can transmit to other people. We're worried they do. We do believe they can. But the overall point I was making was the insanity of what's going on in California right now is beyond expression. We have a thing here in California where they put us on another color-coded scale. In order for us to be able to open our restaurants and our gyms, we have to be less than 100 cases a day in a city the size of Los Angeles with 10 million people. So each county, a county the size of Los Angeles, each county has to be below one case per 100,000 for a week, and then they have to wait 3 weeks to be released. But it's a week of one case per 100,000, which may never happen. It may just be that there's so much viral RNA around that's non-infectious in nature and non-contagious in nature that we just will never get there. So that's the brilliance of the state of California. So we've essentially locked us down forever, unless they modify this plan. Now, if they want to make it 300 cases a day or 500 cases a day, and that once we get there, you open us up right away and see what we can do, that makes some sense.
I got my nails done today. I feel like
Did you do it on the DL or was it actually open?
I went to my nail lady's house. She has it all set up in her garage now.
Oh, right. Shinkadello, viruses evolve, do I? I'm not quite sure what the question is, but viruses do evolve, and coronaviruses tend to get less strong with time. And
when I was in New York, I got my nails done. Why can't I go to her garage?
I know.
She should be open too. It's so
only
ridiculous.
California that is this insane.
No, Orange County nail salons are open.
If this were an important policy to prevent the transmission of COVID, why only California? Why only California? It really is very infuriating.
She's going into debt. It's awful. I feel really bad for her.
Yeah, this is a mess.
She's got like 12 of those big chairs that you sit in, and it massages your back, and it's closed. It's nasty.
Has the virus become less strong? It might have. It might have. We don't know that yet. Dave, I'm sorry that as a pilot they're destroying your career. That's insane. That you should get on a phase 3 trial for the vaccine and just get out there and start doing your work. I mean, we're trying to travel a little bit. We've been around the country a bit, and we're fine. Anthony Brown, how are you, man? Good to see you.
There's Anthony.
Anthony, we think of you often.
Sorry,
Anthony,
the other day he called. He goes,
I didn't recognize
I'm
his
the homeless
voice.
guy, and we were thinking about like other random homeless guys.
You should, when you call next time, Anthony, say, I'm the director of nursing of a psychiatric hospital. That's your current identity. And I happily will remember you as such.
Although Joshua, if he's out there, he pulled it out of there.
Okay, Barbara wants to know if you noticed a rise in mental health issues. it's killing us.
Yes.
This lockdown is killing us. And in the lack of normalcy, the increase in depression, the increase in anxiety, the increase in substance use and overdoses is going to rival COVID. They have got to do something about this, or the mental health consequences are going to be insane. They're going to be insane.
I'm becoming mental. More mental.
You are really?
Yeah.
I thought you were pretty mental a couple months ago. Are you more now? We both were.
know,
You were
it's
not
weird.
alone.
It's weird.
If I could get the vaccine, if we should. Wait. What's that question? Curious if Dr. Drew would get the vaccine. Terry, I've signed up to be on a three different phase 3 trials. I can't get the vaccine fast enough.
I'll get the vaccine.
I can't get it fast enough. I want to be subject myself to human analysis just to help move it forward, but I can't get it fast enough.
You'll probably get one before anybody else because you're a doctor.
We will probably be able to get it in November. I'm going to bet.
We?
I'm gonna bet.
Does that mean
we
me too?
physicians? We physicians.
And maybe also teachers.
Teachers,
That would be
hopefully, and first responders. Yes, that's hopefully will be the case. Okay, looking at the CDC page, COVID is the only cause of death on 6% of all listed. Where'd you go? Stop the madness. I reviewed this in great detail. You must have just joined us. We just went through that whole thing about the two to three other illnesses in addition to advanced age.
Should
But
we
that
put
is
it
not
back
new.
up?
That is not new. It's just framed differently, and so you're hearing it differently. But it's the same information they've been telling us from the beginning. But it's also just a reminder. You know, one of the things that Dr. Levitt, the Nobel Prize winner, points out, he's 75 years old or something, and he's saying, look, they're taking months and months away from my ability to visit my grandchildren. How many months of life is that worth to me? I'm risking. I'll risk 3 years, 5 years. I'll risk 5 years. As opposed to smokers take risks like that all the time. Why can't we take risks? So it's kind of crazy.
Do you want me to show the tweet again?
Dr. Levitt's, that's a different thing. It's just mostly that video, that interview. Oh, good. Tom Cigar, you signed up for trials. That's great. Oh, colon cancer screening, Chris wants to know. Okay.
I wanted to talk about your butthole today. I heard this thing on NPR, how they were saying how it's a really tough thing for a lot of people. Like, it was actually a colon cancer specialist. And she was saying how people don't like to talk about or think about anything that has to do with their anus, so they don't get
men particularly go, I'm fine
particularly African American males.
That is true. I'm fine up there. I'm fine. I don't need to. I don't have any symptoms. That's the point. Colon cancer doesn't cause symptoms. That's why we have to go and look. So if you are under the age of 50, let's talk about 50 and over. 50 and over, you should be getting a colonoscopy every 3 to 10 years, depending on your physician's plan. Maybe 3 to 7 years. And that's all of us. Every single person. There should never be a colon cancer. We go up there, we look for the precursors, the polyps and the growths that build into cancer, and we take them out. And you will never have symptoms until it's too late. By the time you're having rectal bleeding, you're done. You're like the kid from
what's the name of the
Black Panther?
Yeah, what's his name?
We should know his name. Look that up, please, for me.
He just died of. He's 45 or something.
No, he's 42, and he died of colon cancer, and
terrible.
That's really crazy. But it happens, and here's how you can. So everyone over 50, every 3 to 5 to 10 years, depending on how your doctor says to do it. Chadwick Boseman, thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate that. I'm embarrassed that I didn't know his name, because this kid was suffering with cancer the entire time he was playing a hero.
That's just awful.
Amazing.
And both of our kids have Lynch syndrome, like you, too.
Okay, so I'll talk about that second. Surf and Checker, 53, first colonoscopy last year, got one polyp. That's right. So you have to go again next year, because if you have a polyp, you have a higher probability of having more polyps.
Gotta
You have
get
to
those
keep going. And you also make sure they got all the polyp out. They'll look around where they excised that polyp from. I sent Corolla finally, and he had 5 polyps.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I thought, oh, my God.
I have no idea.
It's time for him to go back, actually, when I think about it. So here's the deal if you're under 50. If you are under 50, listen to me very carefully. You should go, I believe this very strongly, and you can talk to your doctor about it, but I believe strongly, if you have any family history of cancer of any type, anywhere in your family, go to something called color.com. Color, like the color green, COLOR, color.com. Maybe, Susie, you want to put it up on the screen here.
Absolutely.
Color.com is a spit test where there will be other ones available soon, but this is the one I've been using lately, is color.com. And that they will, you've heard of the BRCA gene, right, for breast cancer? Well, there are at least 28 other genes like that for other kinds of predispositions for cancer. It's essentially, the most common thing is our DNA, right? You know what cancer is, everybody? Cancer happens when there's a mistake in the DNA replication, and the mistake causes an abnormal cell to grow. Now, your immune system can come in and take out that cell, but sometimes it takes hold and starts growing uncontrollably. That's a cancer. So you have one cell type at one stage of development, DNA problem, DNA error, boom, off it goes. And it's a little more complicated than that, because as the tumor develops, it can adjust in all kinds of ways to help it grow and build blood vessels and all.
It looks like they're testing for COVID-19 or something too on color.
Interesting.
So
That's interesting. Anyway,
we had our kids tested.
so I got tested, my sister got tested, and we have something called Lynch syndrome. Lynch syndrome has 6 types. They essentially predispose to endometrial, uterine cancer, and certain gastrointestinal cancers. We have what's called an MSH6, so we got our kids tested as well, and they have it, so they started having to get colonoscopies at age 25. So my bet is that Bozeman had some sort of Lynch syndrome and didn't know it,
Right.
and didn't get properly screened as a result. Now, once you have diagnosis of like a Lynch syndrome, I have to go get upper and lower endoscopies every year, because my risk is real, and no one should get colon cancer today. You can take them out before they become cancerous. There's that. Oh, shoot. What was
Yeah.
that?
So, anyways, I got tested. Paulina and Douglas and Jordan got tested too.
And the boys have it. I have it.
Paulina and I do not.
Right.
I'm not. I have no Ashkenazi Jew in my.
Do certain demographics get colon cancer more so? Yes, Linda, but again, I'm not sure I can specifically tell you which genetic groupings, but again, the color.com is designed to pull those people out and identify them and their risk. And you can get the BRCA gene, and obviously if you have breast cancer risk.
Right.
So there's a lot to be done to increase the screening. And there was something else I was
Twitch
gonna
wants
say.
to know if they are painful.
The colonoscopies or the color test?
I imagine the colonoscopy.
Colonoscopy you already sleep for. The prep is kind of a pain in the neck, pain in the ass, quite literally. You have diarrhea for 12 hours, but it's,
The color test is just you spit in a little tube and then you
that's
send
for
it
color.
in the mail.
Virtual colonoscopy does not, Amy, come close to
And it's like $200
a
or
regular
something. It's so cheap.
colonoscopy.
I mean,
Yet. Maybe one day it will. But this is the other thing. You can get a stool blood sample, right, if you're under the age of 50, or you can get something called Cologuard, which is something you take home and then send back to your doctor or send back to the lab. Cologuard is an okay screening instrument. If you don't want to get color.com and get your genes checked and see if you have any real risk factors, and you just want to do some sort of regular screening, stool for blood, Cologuard are reasonable yearly exams. Again, talk to your doctor about that. And again, if any of those things are positive, then you go and have a colonoscopy, and then they pull out whatever might be there. GBB, how do we fight back against the California closures? I don't know. I feel helpless. Let's run for
LA's a
politics or
mess.
something. This is so beyond. It's so beyond to me. I mean, if you look at, let me go to the LA, here's LA County data. They're at, we were at 4,000 cases. We were at 4,000 cases 2 weeks ago. Now we're at 1,000 cases and falling. So, same thing with San Bernardino. San Bernardino had, they were up at 1,700 cases. Now they're down at 228 cases. But they're not in the green, or whatever the green color is, whatever color to get out of the boot of the government of California. Only California doing this, guys. Tell me another state that's doing this craziness. If you look at Susan, can you put up the California data perhaps there?
Wait, give me a minute, okay?
Okay.
I'm goofing around over here.
Okay.
California, the one thing I didn't do, COVID tracking.
Yeah, COVID tracking project. Take away the terrorism scale. I know. Well, Newsom's scale is not a terrorism scale. I've not been critical of him for that. His is a much more just a color-coded scale. I mean, the thing about our City of Los Angeles scale is it is explicitly the terrorism scale. It's the same one they were using. Crazy.
God, I've got this on the wrong page.
Can somebody get COVID-19 and the flu at the same time? Yes, they do. That happens more than you might think. So people do test for both when somebody comes with a flu-like syndrome. So COVID tracking project, go to California.
I'm doing it.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
I gotta get it.
And
You know
then
how I
go to
am.
our data
I never remember what.
at the top. At the top.
Re-
At the top. Just click on COVID tracking.
See all the data.
Left. Yeah.
You want? What do you want? You want the
Ooh,
whole?
what's that? Keep going down. Keep going. Okay, that's the United States. That's where we are. You see how we're coming down on all this. Is that
Yes.
California, maybe?
No, this is
Okay, yeah, we're
total.
Okay, so look how we're doing. We're coming. We're getting out of this thing just fine, and we're
New
right
cases coming down.
now. Right now, where we were in mid-June, essentially. Same thing with hospitalization.
Hospitalizations.
Death rate, go down one more, is the death rate. Death rate's been lagging a bit, which kind of bugged me. That should be, if you notice, you look at see how it's spiky. When it's spiky like that, you look at the bottom number, the bottom spike. You can see that's a declining number. It's called
Down here?
Yeah.
475 on
right,
August
and go to
35th.
the other white spot over to the left of that. There. Okay, that's another declining bottom. That's 572. So it's spiky.
343.
Right, but those bottoms are heading down, which is a sign this thing's going to turn down. It's a lagging indicator, so it should turn.
Well, isn't it usually like a weekend and they don't have the test, and then
No,
they go
no.
boop, on Monday they go
No,
up?
it's weird. The death reporting
Day of the week
is
was August
delayed.
25th.
It is delayed, but
Oh, gosh.
it should be going down faster. So we'll watch it go faster. But now go up to the top of the page and click on.
Yeah, August 21st, 24th, 25th was a Monday. So like it goes Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then it goes down again because they take off Sunday.
So go to the very top of the page.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Your son's texting me.
okay. With COVID-19, our hospitals still admitting mental health patients. Yes, they
What do you
are.
want?
Go to the top of the page.
Okay.
Click on the COVID tracking project. Click on it again.
Latest, see all data, right? Historical.
Now I'm going to go to our data. Let's see. We got to get to California is what I'm hoping to do. But anyway,
Oh,
it's not
that's
important.
down here. The states are down here.
Okay. Good job.
I'm actually getting a little bit out of this, but I should probably just put the
Yes, milkshake flakes. I did talk about the CDC's
Sorry, you
reporting
guys.
on
I
the
should've
death
just
rate
put the
being all related
state
to
in
advanced
there.
age and multiple medical problems. But that's not new information. That's just framed differently,
Jump
so
to
you're hearing
state.
it a little differently.
Blink.
Saying that only 6% of people had just COVID. And by the way, we were reporting on Fox 11, we were reporting a kid that was in the hospital with COVID, and they showed all his symptoms, and I looked at it and I said, that's typhus. That's not COVID. He's got typhus. And typhus is a very difficult thing to test for that doctors don't typically think of. So
I think I screwed up. I'm not on the graphs.
yeah, I didn't think so either. So
Thank you. Is that historical data?
Yes, it is, but go to our data on the left. See above national data? There you got it.
It's not
That
giving
should
me
be
the
it.
graph. Oh,
That should be it.
I went to California. State.
Now, Michael Palmer.
Yeah.
Whatever the case, they are thick as thieves, and Fauci is doing Gates bidding.
Oh, here we go. I
Don't
got
think about that.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, there's California now. So you see the test.
These are all the
That looks-
tests.
That's like U.S.
We
again.
have a lot of tests.
That's U.S. again. That's U.S.
No,
That's
I
not.
went to California.
That is U.S.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Thank.
Sorry, guys.
So, Bootyful, colon cancer runs in my family. Should I get a colonoscopy years before they recommend age of 50? Booty, that is something, it runs in my family. So I had a hunch that I had something before they could do the testing for Lynch syndrome. I started getting colonoscopies at age 35 because I don't think anybody should die of this. You might also talk to your doctor about that, but then also do the color.com test. It's only like $200. And if you're positive,
I'm
they will
giving up.
test first degree relatives for $50. It's really, this is a test that would have been $10,000 5 years
I'm
ago.
giving up.
It's crazy. All right, we can't get it.
I hate that website.
Oh my God, you got a farmer's market. It must be a super spreading event. Oh my God. Oh my God. Cara Bowman.
I'm going to see if I can
I mean,
find
you're a
it over
super
here.
spreader. You went to a farmer's market. How dare you? Yeah, this whole business of fear of spreading in the out of doors is pretty crazy. I mean, it's particularly in the sunlight. It's very unlikely to be a transmission. Let's see. Doctors use Versed and fentanyl for the procedure. Don't know if that will help you. Yeah, I get headaches from fentanyl, so I ask them to please use something else. And they don't always they use propofol is what they can do if you're sensitive to things like me. And propofol, you just poof, you're gone. That's crazy stuff.
It's the only time you've ever relaxed in your life.
No, no, no. Versed did that to me. I was being prepped for an operation once, and I was being wheeled down the hall after some Versed, and I thought, oh my God, this is what it feels like to be awake and not anxious. Crazy.
Okay, I think I found it.
Do I have experience with Tourette's? A little bit. Not
Okay,
much.
here's California. Finally.
There we go. Yes, that looks like California. So,
These are new tests.
if you can switch the camera over here so I can be looking at the graph.
I know I can't though.
Oh.
Wait,
Okay, so pardon me for not looking at the camera. So there we go. Now look at that double peak there. So that double peak is the result of lab
July
error.
23rd,
There is lab
August
backlog.
15.
So if you look at the slope, Susan, go from the peak on the left.
This one?
Yeah. And see that slope going down from there?
Yeah.
You see
This
how
is mid-July.
Right. So that slope is mirrored on the current slope if you go all the way to the end of the graph.
Right.
Now. So that's really about where it's at. It's about like
Look how low it
so.
is comparatively.
Right, and it's on a rapid decline. So we are really declining
We did a
rapidly
good
in the
job.
state of California. Right. Hospitalizations down to where we were in June.
That's so few.
Death rate, keep going. Let's go down. Death rate stayed a little stubbornly high again, but that declining bottom, you
100?
see the declining bottom there.
Yeah, down here.
Yeah. So
144.
that we expect that is a sign that it should kind of drop off rather rapidly. So there's a good sign in California, even though we are being held hostage by our government. So the reality is, don't be afraid of the virus. Be afraid of the mental health consequences and the financial consequences of not being able to return to our lives. It's really something else. And people are fleeing California, and reasonably so. Reasonably so. Good for you, man. Brian, on the DBT, 8-month commitment. Stay with it. DBT really works. Good, good, good. Let's see. Tesla factory opening in May. I know that Elon Musk has been extremely concerned about the behavior of the government in California. And when they last tried to shut him down, he said effective immediately, we're moving to Texas. So they backed off him. So I'm assuming he'll be able to open his plants back up. Now, I don't want anybody to think that there's no chance of another outbreak. There is, right? Have we not learned that it's pretty easy for an outbreak to occur if we don't watch ourselves? So all we got to do is watch ourselves and wear our masks and things. Mm-hmm. Mexican Charlie wants to know about alcohol withdrawal. You need to have a doctor treat that. There are medicines that we can give you that make it really manageable, but it's dangerous if you don't take some. And there's magnesium and thiamine and things you need as well also. Okay. Let's see. We're pretty well into this here. Tons of Californians moved to Idaho. I know. Idaho, Texas, Arizona. Let me look at your guys' comments going back upstream. Who's got the Stockholm Syndrome? The Russia vaccine. Yeah, I've not heard any press on the Russia vaccine lately. You're allergic to propofol, Barbara. Interesting. That's kind of unusual. Most people are not allergic to propofol. That is Michael Jackson's milk, propofol. That's a medicine that's designed for use by an anesthesiologist only. I'm required to wear. Wait. Where'd this go? Why is everyone who tests positive all have COVID pneumonia? I'm not sure what that question is, Daryl. I think people should go on hikes. I agree, Natalie. Alcoholism in my family. This is Rhea. Should I get checked out? Didn't start drinking until 3 years ago. If you're having trouble controlling it, yeah, you might want to talk to somebody who knows how to help coach you up on that, because you do not want to lose control. If you lose control, you need treatment. Then you need formal treatment at that point, and it's a struggle to get things under control once you lose control. Rogan and Joey Diaz left California. I know. Whether you agree the mask work or not, it should not be made mandatory by the government. Well, that's interesting. I'm generally very sympathetic to the idea that the government shouldn't be mandating anything. However, it just is, there's so much to be gained by us wearing the mask, and 2 people wearing the mask is better than 1. I'll grant you this: if you are cautious and doing social distancing, then fine. If you're just being responsible, you don't want to wear a mask, that's fine. I don't like the idea of government mandating behavior. I think that's a problem. 2 colonoscopies, Rich. They removed the polyp both times. That's right. Then you got to keep going back, and you might want to get checked for Lynch syndrome, because that's the people that have the polyposis, is the Lynch syndrome. All right.
Polyposis?
Polyposis. That's what it's called. Susan, do you have any questions about any of this that we've been going through?
No, I'm looking for, no.
You're looking for what?
I'm goofing around on the Restream.
Okay. I have run out of what I wanted to say, so I'm looking at the stream now so you guys can ask me questions. I'm happy. Dave, I've said that I take quercetin in conjunction with zinc, vitamin C, and D. That's true as possible prophylactic. Why not hydroxychloroquine? Dave, I would switch to hydroxy. There's not good evidence that hydroxychloroquine works as a prophylactic agent, though the study was not done with zinc, so it might be. I'm holding it in reserve for if I get a fever, I will switch immediately to hydroxychloroquine, azithromycin, and zinc. I actually carry that all with me when I travel, because if I get a fever, I'm immediately going to hydroxychloroquine, azithromycin, and zinc. In the meantime, I'm staying on the quercetin and zinc, which seems adequate. There really isn't any good prophylactic agent yet. So GSR, yes, Paulina will come back. We're going to do another gender biologist who has a different point of view from Dr. So.
I want to know what people thought of Paulina.
Okay, we'll see what they say here. I think
she was very nervous about everything, and she's very sensitive
Randy,
about the negativity.
I will merely quote what you say here. Bill Gates isn't the bad guy who's trying to kill people. That is a fact. How many asymptomatic positives can spread COVID? We don't know that. We know that roughly 60% of cases spread it when they are in an asymptomatic phase. That's sort of the way the data is playing out now. So people, I'm not convinced that everyone with like children who have the RNA virus necessarily have the infection or are contagious. So do I think the COVID will resolve by spring? If we get a good vaccine out there, I think for sure we can get going by the new year.
I'm taking a picture of everybody's comments.
Casey, great way to test for the antibodies, which is to go give blood. There was a lot of food being distributed during the lockdown, but the real problem was a blood shortage. So please do give blood if you possibly can. Lots of good feedback from Paulina here. Susan?
I know, it looks good. I took a picture.
Okay,
Thank you, you guys. I mean, it's such a tough subject of talking about transgenders, and there's so many different sides.
And I just don't believe no science should be, it should all be framed in a way that does not hurt anybody, but all science should be discussed.
She didn't know what she was getting herself in for. No. She has a lot of trans friends that are probably, they have their own point of view as well.
Well, she gave me a really good biologist who I got in touch with today, who didn't want to do a podcast, but I'm trying to get
wonder why.
I'm trying to get somebody from her camp. So
yeah, well, I mean, it's hard being in the public eye with these kind of topics, and we wanted her to see another point of view.
Matt, I agree with your doctor that the antibody test isn't very reliable, the commonly available one. I don't know about the one through the Red Cross, but that's one way to get the antibodies in any event. Do I magically think the pandemic will be gone after November 3rd? I think magically some of the energy around it may go away. Magically, we may move on the color scale in the state of California. Magically.
What are we going to talk about?
Yeah, well, we won't be like the French underground, bringing out information that is sort of, verboten in this crazy state we're in.
I know, but
no change fees on United Airlines, everybody. That's good.
Well, that's been that way the whole time. That's the good news. Freeways are more open. You don't have to pay $250 to change your flight, so you can change your mind, stay longer, quarantine for an extra week or whatever. The good things about COVID-19 are, things like that.
Wow. Anthony Brown educating me once again. Let me read what he said here. Courts are granting easier release from conservatorship with some who have psychological issues but have high-risk behaviors. Can we think of a way to educate them better upon release for COVID? Why would they release people with COVID from their conservatorship? I mean, that's even a higher need for conservatorship, it seems to me. Anthony, generally speaking, we must make conservatorship more liberal and easy. The lack of conservatorship for people that need it, it's insane that we get it for dementia patients. You can't get it for psychiatric patients with the same symptom complex. It's insane. That, my friend, is where I'm going to use you to try to break down some of the craziness that's going on to this day around homelessness and psychiatric illness.
Bigger news story.
What's that?
Donny Osmond's on Love Boat today.
Well, we're going to go break it down, you and I. So the reason that comes up is Adam Carolla, who I do a podcast with most days, he started getting obsessed with the Love Boat as like an anthropological time capsule. And so he and I break down an episode every week. So there we go.
Thank you, Facebook.
If, in theory, Dave asks, if we shut down the entire planet for 3 weeks, would the virus be eliminated forever? I do not believe so. I think that's a fallacy. See, that's the thing. I am a little bit mystified by look at any country that did an aggressive lockdown. It's coming back. It comes back now.
Well,
this
that
viral
doctor
RNA does not leave the environment. It just doesn't go away. It's there. It'll come back. That's Dr. Levitt is making that point.
He said it turns into like the common cold or whatever.
Well, it can, maybe.
But then if we get a shot for it, it'll be like the flu. You get it, but you don't really get it. You kind of feel bad.
Well, that's coming. But the point is that I forgot what I was talking about.
Sorry, I interrupted you. My bad.
That complete.
If the planet shut down.
Oh yeah, that's also my confusion around testing. If you tested everybody on the planet today, you'd have to do it in 3 days, and in 3 days, and in 3 days, and in 3 days to know anything. So I don't understand this push for extraordinarily widespread testing. I don't quite get it. Now, it would be helpful, I get that, but it's not as though this thing would be over magically by doing these things. It just comes back. It spreads. It just does. Our job is to learn to live with it, to recognize it, to isolate it where we can, and to distance and mask. That's it. That's all. Till we get a vaccine. Is constipation a precursor for colon cancer? Not typically. Not typically. Well, that's interesting. B World says testing is great for having events, though. So in other words, if you wanted to test everybody before you got into a crowd, that would make sense. That would make sense. Okay. Other questions you guys have?
Okay, so I just found out the Facebook comments are going over to the YouTube page now.
Is that good?
So people on the YouTube page can see Facebook.
Dave Jennings, you want to sign up
and Periscope.
You want to sign up to be a human subject? Go to, oh shoot, hang on. It's called like, I'm going to think of it in a second. It's somebody's going to be able to tell me what it is. Tell me what's that website the government runs that the people can go to be in cases. It's called like, come on now. Somebody's going to help me with this.
I don't know.
You're
asking the wrong person.
No, I'm asking the stream, not you.
I'm just looking at YouTube. Hi, everybody.
Phoenix, we went over the CDC report 3 times now, so I'm sorry you're late to the game, but if you want to re-watch this, we get into it at the very, very beginning, especially. Something.gov. It's like clinicaltrials.gov. Clinicaltrials.gov, I think it is. See, let me make sure that's it. Yeah, clinicaltrials.gov is where you should go if you want to be a human subject. So if you want to help move this thing forward or you want to get the vaccine like I do, you go to clinicaltrials.gov. No, not CDC, clinicaltrials.gov. And you'll see there's all these clinical trials underway, but some of them are for the vaccines, and you can get that up. Jason Brown, the fact that you had all those rat droppings there, that's where the plague comes in, man. It comes in with our rat vectors and the fleas. Make sure your kids have your dogs and your cats have their whatever flea prevention device you're using. What do we use, Susan? What's that stuff called?
For the fleas?
Yeah, the dog thing.
Oh, you know what? I found that if you just put borax in the carpet, it's like, or is it called borax? I haven't done it in so many years. We haven't.
That helped for the fleas, but on the dogs you still have to put the.
I don't know. It's just flea stuff, whatever. I can't remember what kind we use.
Can having Lyme disease complicate these other tests or getting new vaccines?
On their neck.
Jenna, Possibly. One of the interesting things of what we're learning about the long haulers and COVID, it's very similar to Lyme disease. And this, if you watch the interview we did with Dr. Patterson, we got into that a bit, and he was saying that this, all this information on Rantes and some of these other biologies may really help how we treat things like Lyme disease in the future. Okay. Ooh, you guys are moving faster.
It's really interesting to see is everybody on YouTube happy about seeing all the Facebook and the Periscope comments too, or are they pissed off? That's what I want to know.
And the flea
I'm being techie over here.
product I was trying to think of was Frontline. That's the one we use.
Frontline. There's another one too.
And are people with cold or flu symptoms just being diagnosed with COVID in areas where testing isn't available? Sometimes clinically they can be diagnosed with it. Sometimes.
Down with Facebook, somebody said.
Okay, well, I think I've sort of said everything I want to say today.
Well, the ladies are on Facebook and all the men are on YouTube.
You have Lyme disease and babesiosis?
Oh my gosh.
How did you get both those? That's crazy.
They probably went hiking because
Yeah.
the only vacation anybody's taking these days is camping.
That could be true. It's really
Remember when
interesting.
there was a kid in Jordan's class at Amherst, and they went out on they had an outdoor event like the first week of school where they had to go
Everybody got
hiking.
sick, yeah.
And one of the kids got Lyme
Yep.
disease and was hospitalized for 3 months, and her mom had to go to Amherst and live there until she got better.
Yep, I remember that.
And she missed the whole first quarter. I was like, oh,
That's rough.
that's bad luck.
Yeah.
That's bad luck.
Good for you, Walea. Walea? Middle school teacher. All of my students are back in class. Great protocols. Happy to be back in the class with your students. And more importantly, my dear, you are doing God's work because your
Yes.
students need to be there. That you know how important it is.
For sure. For sure.
B World had 5 ticks on it.
Where
at
are
one
you?
time.
We're all moving there.
Yeah, no, where are you, Walea? You seem like a little bit
Sounds
of
like Hawaii.
Sounds like Hawaii. That's what I was thinking. Hawaii's been very, very tough
Wailea.
this whole thing.
It might be outdoor school then.
Right. Would I recommend somebody with self-harming to be admitted to the hospital? That's Barbara. It depends. I mean, a lot of people that do various kinds of self-harm do it quite chronically in many different ways. And it's a way of regulating emotions. And those people aren't trying to hurt themselves. So it really depends on what the intent of the self-harm is. If somebody tried to kill themselves, yes, that needs to go to the hospital.
Okay, so Anthony Brown made it to the finals of some kind of a Author Awards Academy.
Great.
What is the link? We want to. Okay.
Let's vote for him.
We can vote.
So Anthony is a gentleman who is now a
Put
director.
the link up and I'll share it.
He's a director. We interviewed him here. He's director of nursing at a psychiatric hospital. He was homeless 20 years ago, a recalcitrant cocaine
see if I
addict
can
on
find
the
the book.
street dealing drugs, and has a great book. It's Susan. Do you want
I'll get it. I'll grab it.
Yeah, it's here.
I can
somewhere.
also put it up. I only have a couple of mine.
We'll get that up. And I
Take
recommend it highly if you want to understand how this thing works. what
It's
homelessness
called
is.
From Park Bench to Park Avenue.
Right, from Park Bench to Park
I remember
Avenue.
the name. I think I have. Oh, I put it downstairs in the library. Let me see if I
That's
can.
fine. From Park Bench to Park Avenue. You just look on Amazon and then click.
So how do we vote?
I don't know. Anthony's abandoned us.
Anthony's on Facebook, so
Oh,
he
so.
he needs to give me the link.
Thank you, Brandon, also for your work with the kids. Barbara, you had a bad panic attack. Yeah, panic attacks are the worst. They're just the worst.
I had one the other day too.
All right, GSR, we'll go.
Terrible.
We'll go to your favorite restaurant in Pasadena.
Which one?
He didn't say which one.
We went out to dinner last night. It was in Eagle Rock.
We did. It was great.
That was an experience.
Little Beast.
Yeah.
Little Beast. And we ran into somebody who knows Dr. Yo, who was Dr. Yo's best man. She was a woman.
That was weird.
In his wedding. And
find the book
how
cover.
crazy is that? Just happened to be out, and we were talking about Dr. Yohendra when she walked up too.
I can't find the book. Where is it?
Well, just go to Amazon and go to from Park Bench to Park Avenue. I think we much have lost Anthony. So Anthony, Omi Piace, of course.
Oh yeah, we love it there. I love those guys. They're the best. They're so funny.
Sly, I have cabin fever and anxiety too. Anthony sent a link.
Okay, let me get it.
I just don't see it. Jason, can you recopy it and send it to us, please?
No,
That
I'll
would be
get it.
awesome.
I'll get it. I just have to
How
scroll
can you
down.
beat alcoholism, Moira? Is that a Schitt's Creek reference? Yeah, GSR, we know it well. We know it very well. We've been going for years and years. That used to be the only restaurant in Pasadena.
Here it is. I got it. Courts
Okay,
are getting
good. So
user
Susan's going to put it up. We got to
Wait,
vote.
do I have
Everyone vote for Anthony. He's an amazing story, amazing guy,
everybody.
serious
If I can
professional. He knows
find
what he's
it, I'll
talking
put it
about.
up.
Eric Anderson, what are you saying there? Discuss clinicians needing to do a better job
There it is.
selecting what I was saying was select the right treatment for the right patients at the right time for gender dysphoria. Do conversion laws come into play here? No one's talking about doing conversion therapies to anybody under any circumstances. What I was talking about is, when do you start hormone therapy for a transgender individual? Before puberty or later? When an adult makes the decision as opposed to a parent.
Okay, I got it here. Let me post it. Just want to make sure the link worked.
Yeah, conversion therapies have
Wait,
all
it's
been
208. This is the 2018 authored Academy Award finalists. Wait a minute.
Maybe that's something he had previously won,
Wrong link.
or not. I'm looking to see if he's maybe on the in the health category. Maybe it's the same organization.
Is it 2018, Anthony? Because that's not the right one. But I didn't. Who knows? Let me see. Let me see if I can
It's
get it.
interesting.
Oh, here, I've got the 2020 now.
Okay,
Jason,
good.
thanks, Jason Brown. Blink. Here's the 2020 awards.
So
So
listen.
Everybody cut and paste and look at it after the show.
Well, I didn't see where you're tweeting us from or chatting us from. 'Cause we're fascinated. We think your name sounds Hawaiian. But please don't confuse me saying I take quercetin and zinc with a recommendation to take quercetin and zinc. I don't. Although Dr. Zelenko was making that recommendation, personally, I don't believe we have enough data for a physician to make that recommendation. I'm sharing with you that I'm taking it, Susan's taking it, and you can make your own decision. But it's technically not being. I'm not technically not recommending it.
Somebody said, "Why not hydroxychloroquine?" Because some people
said
can't
that.
get that.
No.
right?
You can all get quercetin. So
You can?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
But
here's
what
the
I told
book.
him, I told him what it was. I said, if I get a fever, then I'm switching to hydroxychloroquine. So
Right.
I'm saving the azithromycin and hydroxychloroquine for.
There's
And
this-
the evidence does not suggest that hydroxychloroquine is a particularly good prophylactic
Congratulations,
agent.
Anthony. I'm excited about your. We'll vote right after the show.
Okay. Miss Kaylee, I'm not quite sure what you mean about the anxiety attacks.
Hi, Miss
You
Kay.
can't get hydroxychloroquine in South Carolina. That's crazy. That is super crazy.
Well, mine was
Oh, it's a
induced by
Cherokee
lack
name.
of testosterone.
Wilea's name is Cherokee. Very, very lovely.
Beautiful. Where is she? What city did she say she was in?
She did not say. She
She doesn't want everybody to come
giving
there
us
to
the
be in her
heritage.
class.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
An MP tells me I disappoint him, but does not tell me why. So I'd be interested
Yeah,
to know
you're
why.
such a disappointment to humanity, Drew. I don't know what to do with you.
Admitting it gives you anxiety, Barbara. I'm not quite sure what you mean.
I know.
Hormone blockers are important before puberty because the secondary characteristics could make. Yeah, David, that's correct. But the point is that clearly for some people it's the right thing to do. For other, it's not that clear. That's not that clear that pre-pubertal, when a child is making a decision, that's what the American Academy of Pediatrics is struggling with. And so it's just, it's just one of those things that doctors need to get better at, more. Again, the suicide rate is high, and we have a responsibility to bring that down. And it's high whether there's good treatment or whether it's treated or not. And so something is going wrong in our treatment, and we need to get on that. So we need to be better at it. Did Dr. Levitt explore how many of the excess deaths were COVID versus people delaying hospitalization? He did not. He assumed, Gordon, that the whole thing was COVID and that excess death peak in he calls the SARS corona season. I never laugh at the Huell Hauser jokes. Maybe I'm missing them.
You are. Yeah, some people are making jokes and you're ignoring them.
And Patrick wants to know why you settled for me. You settled low. Barbara says you're going to have an anxiety attack. Sometimes calling it out makes it less likely to happen. There's a great book called Lean In. No. Is it called Lean In? Hang on a second. Panic attack book. Let me see if something comes up. Dare. It's called Dare. I'm sorry. It's called It's by Dr. Barry McDonough, and you might want to take a good look at that. I've had several patients have very, very positive results from what he's advocating in that book. So do try that, Barbara. Second wave. We've already had our second wave in a way. I don't know if we keep our distance and wear our masks and things, that we should be fine. We should continue at a low boil until we get the vaccine. Yeah.
But let people open their restaurants and their hair salons. Oh boy,
that is Huelhauser. Yes.
What do you say?
Yes. And Kathy, I talked about that at length. Thank you for bringing that up again. Andrew started using new website for graphs, COVID-19projections.com. Is that what it is? COVID-19-projections. Let's look around on that. So you want to put it up there?
What's that?
COVID-19-projections. COVID-19-projections. Got it?
I'm working on it. I type very slow.
COVID-19-projections.
I wish I had taken it in high school after all.
Here it comes.
Well, here's what I've got. But what do you want?
Yeah.
Institute for Health Metrics and Evaluation?
No, COVID-19-projections.
That's what I did.
Click on it again.
.com?
No, you did. Yeah, that's it. Interesting. Interesting. View state-by-state projections.
There we go.
Oh, that's interesting. So Andrew, so this is like our friends over at University of Washington, except it's updated. It's sort of kept properly updated, right? And then they give some projections off the top there. Interesting. Those make sense.
Looks like it's going to go down. Look,
yeah.
By November, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Newly infected, currently infected.
It's more accurate, yeah. So it seems. Thank you for that. We will be looking around on there and fishing around.
Looks like it's going to.
Andrew, what's the latest on leronlimab? And anything going on there?
There's the hotspot.
I know Dr. Yo yesterday interviewed someone who got leronlimab at UCLA to treat her COVID. Am I over here? Or?
Look at California. Blue is like the highest, of course. We're the bluest state over here, Texas and Florida.
Well, that's good. The lockdowns work beautifully. They're waiting on the FDA. Do we know what the FDA delay is? It is again that control group isn't the way they like it to be.
That was funny. They work beautifully. Mm-hmm. That was the score, the deaths. Texas has the biggest, but that's the biggest state too.
Mm-hmm. So
globally, though, Brazil's the biggest.
Oh, that's interesting, isn't it?
Oh, it's down here, South Africa. Why is Europe all like this? Like, what the heck?
Like what?
They're just not counting.
What do you mean, like what?
Like, look, they're all the same. They're like zero.
What do you mean zero?
Look see, all of Europe is yellow. That's zero. Something's wrong. We're keeping better track over here.
Well, most of those countries that locked down hard are now having another outbreak. That's sort of what's happening now. Clear mask approved by the FDA. I have not seen that, but I've seen a few of those clear masks around. It's interesting. All right, Susan, we got to wrap this thing up here. Oh, the bar on the right.
This is California.
That's California. Weird how mixed up that data. Oh, it's because all those lab errors they had for a couple of weeks. But again, that declining bottom, you see it. I think that graph is overly conservative. I think the fall off is going to be steeper than that. And what is that?
Newly infected estimate.
Currently infected. Interesting. Yeah, Rebecca, you're tired about seeing people's faces. I get that.
I heard that plastic surgery is up because people have more downtime. They can get stuff done. But I find that just hiding my face is a good way to not have to get plastic surgery.
Interesting. Interesting.
I haven't seen my wrinkles in a long time. I'm also getting fatter, so they're kind of going away.
county up at the top? Is that what you're saying, Andrew? Do up the counties? I'll mess around on it.
Oh, you want me to go to the counties?
Well, that's all right. We'll mess around. We got to kind of wrap things up here. I'm running out of stuff to talk
Are
about.
you tired?
And I'm a little bit tired, I got to admit.
Thank you for this drill. Fool around on it. And
What do we got coming up for the week?
not much.
Really? I thought we had all kinds of things.
True, we don't. Well, we haven't really confirmed everything yet, so
Okay.
don't promote anything yet.
Okay, so we're trying to get stuff lined
Our
up.
engineer for Ask Dr. Drew has been ill, so we're waiting for him to come back. And then we have some doctors in line and some celebrities for September we're working on, and we're just gonna, talk to you guys and keep.
All right, we'll just do. If you like these, we'll just do the ones we come on and just talk to the chats. And soon you could do phones too, right?
Yes, I can.
We can get some phones.
Well,
up.
we have, Wednesday with Tyrus, and I may move Ask Dr. Drew to Wednesdays, and then also just, add our medical specialists and some I have some people lined up. I just haven't confirmed anything yet. So.
Angela Crow Andrews. Yeah, if that blood clotting factor that you have is an antiphospholipid syndrome, that's a very real significant risk factor for COVID. So the case, I've only had one case that had that in addition to everything else, and it went very, very badly. So,
I have kind of a crazy idea for
Yeah.
a new segment.
Yeah.
It would be, we've been working on this Patreon platform, which we never launched because
Yeah.
my guy got sick and stuff.
Yep.
But I was thinking maybe we could have like a Zoom meeting for our followers and have them sign up on the Patreon, and then they get to be on a Zoom show with you.
Oh, 100%. Oh, on a show?
I can have
an
up to
actual
47
show.
people on, but it might be fun just to have
But actually do a show with the Zoom, not just a session with Zoom. All right.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
people want to do that, that'd be
and
great.
have people actually ask their questions on Zoom. That
Okay.
was like kind of an idea.
I like it.
Somebody said yes, yes, yes.
Okay. If people want to do that, we will do that.
But I'd have
Whatever.
to figure out how to pick people. Or I guess if you email me, go to drdrew.com/contact and write in at the very top Zoom meeting at the start, then maybe I can get your information and I can send out random Zoom meetings for when we're going to do it, and then you can just call in at the time and we can pray for the best. See what happens. Be kind of fun. Just have you guys call in and chit chat.
Speaking of chit-chatting, these dogs are bugging the hell out of me. I think they're hungry. Is that what this is, Susan?
I don't know. No,
They have not eaten.
they have to.
No, they've not.
They'll live. Trust me. They haven't missed a meal ever. Okay. Well,
All right, everybody. Thank
Drew's
you.
given up. He's 1 hour
Well, no,
in.
if you guys have questions here, I'll happily stay
No,
and answer
it's
them.
okay.
But they're all running out of steam too. I can tell.
Here's the thing. I kind of want to. We're kind of mixing things up. We're trying some new things. So.
Oh my gosh,
What?
Captain Cuddles has COVID and strep. That is rough.
Oh, I'm sorry, Captain Cuddles.
Again,
That sounds.
my bet is
terrible.
my bet is that strep is more likely to make you sick than the COVID. So pay attention.
Oh,
So.
that's gotta be awful.
Oof, you lost taste and smell. Taste and smell. I was talking to some friends who work in the ER, and they were saying everybody that comes in with a loss of taste and smell test
I
positive.
wonder how he got
That's
it.
how you test positive.
How did he get it?
Barbara, go ahead and ask a question.
Cuddles, how'd you get it?
Strep throat or COVID?
What's the matter? What's the matter, Georgina? You trying to tell me something?
Something's
Come
bugging her.
I know she's meowing at me. I guess we have to go downstairs see what's going on.
I will give Barbara a chance to ask her question, though. She was wanting to say something before.
What do you want?
Thank you, Maurice.
You have to
We
go
tried. We're
outside?
just trying to be sane here, trying to keep the sanity.
That's not what it is. Oh,
That's
you're
very
gonna
funny. Over
beg?
mine.
gonna beg Tim? No.
Susan, we're gonna try to do a show tomorrow. I have to do after dark,
Yeah, we'll be here tomorrow.
so we'll do something tomorrow afternoon
Okay.
later. Probably.
The dog definitely.
I
wants
told you she's going nuts.
Somebody's here. Something's up. What's up, brother? Okay. All right. Well, let me see here. We're gonna.
All right, Barbara, I'm not going to get to your question. I guess I'm sorry. I give you like another 30 seconds to kind of push it through here.
Okay, and don't forget to.
Ed Asner sex tapes? Please no. Tom Cigar, tell me that's a joke.
So don't forget to support our sound.
When would be a good time for the flu shot? Get it as soon as you can, as soon as it's
You wanna be on the
available.
show?
And talk to your doctor about whether you should get the high dose vaccine or not. I I'm still on the fence about who gets the high dose and
Okay,
not.
I gotta go. The dog is being kind of annoying.
They want to see the dog. They're very interested.
Call her.
Georgina, come here. No,
What's the matter? Go see him. She's running over there.
Oh, Rex is blocking the way, though. Rex is the more photogenic
She just
fellow.
ran up there. Aw.
Rex is more the...
She wants something. I don't know what.
Good, Catherine. Flu shot, well done.
All right. These guys are probably going, what is the matter?
Yeah.
Somebody said, I'm worried about.
What's the... Oh, boy.
What's the matter, Joshua? What'd I do? Why are you worried about me?
I know. A death in Portland. That was last night,
Because the
Cara.
dog. Yeah, you can't. Oh, I know. That's sad. Okay, so let's do this. Let's,
Captain Cuddles. Listen.
Cuddles.
It depends on how your illness goes, right? I mean, if you start getting high fevers and cough, then that's not so much the strep, right? And I would talk to your doctor about whether or not Decadron is appropriate for you. If you were going to treat the strep, you might use azithromycin, and then the question is, would you also add some hydroxychloroquine in there, perhaps? That's the question. What is this?
Right there.
There's a whole. Here she comes. What is she doing? You guys are watching quite a. Red Sox. We'll be doing 90-day soon enough. Listen to this. Red Sox. Tell me what you think of this. Red Sox Sarah. Tell me what you think of this plan. Me and Brandon Schaub doing a pillow talk watching 90 Day Fiancé. I don't know if any of you are 90 Day Fiancé fans, but a symptom of how depraved this lockdown is, we've become obsessed with it, which is a symptom of how bad things are. But I thought the really interesting thing would be if we did a pillow talk of me and Brandon Schaub watching a bunch of episodes of 90 Day Fiancé.
Okay, let's do it.
All
Thanks,
right.
everybody.
Oh, Barbara, I didn't see it.
Don't forget to check out
Oh, my goodness.
our latest
I didn't see...
Dr. Drew After Dark with Christina P. Vampire Pacts, where she talks about when she was in her early 20s that she had pacts about becoming a vampire.
Yes, she did. She was
She is a goof. She was totally goth.
She was a goth, acted out in every way possible for that period of time. So she understands the people acting out now.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you, guys.
God bless you.
For any things I didn't answer, I'm fully skinkadello. No. Yogamon. Fully toked, or what does Chad Goes Deep say? Fully
Stoked.
Stoke Nation.
Stokified.
And check out Chad Goes Deep. It's very, very funny, guys. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
And don't forget to get your
bye, mommies. Your what?
Red Hawk medical devices.
Oh yeah. Let me just quickly say, our friends at the I think the UVC is a smart thing to do if you're traveling around or you can be riding in cars, in particular like a Uber or something, and of course temperature devices, and these are the different.
We have a website now, redhotmedicaldevices.com.
Yes, you can get things there, including the needle destruction thing, which I am still strongly advocating on behalf of.
Something's on the web. So
it seems. I think that was just like a echo.
No, it's
yeah, Danielle, Danny, I'm like your mom trying to leave. It takes an hour. Somebody called me like a drunk uncle trying to get out. I said goodbye multiple times.
Oh God, I can't have any music on the outro.
Thank you, Tom Cigars.
This is not good.
Thank you.
Okay, y'all.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Oh, it's the echo.